Hi everyone, thanks for making the left turn. I'm George Verhoor, and this is a special report. This is the first in my series of videos that I'll be doing throughout the rest of 2012, Abandoned Jacksonville. Specifically, I'm going to be looking at buildings that represent a different way of life, a different Jacksonville. In this first first episode of the series, I'm going to be looking at the Ambassador Hotel and this amazing skyscraper, what looks like may have been a hotel. So I am going to be talking about the history of these buildings, and in that I'll be talking about the history of Jacksonville. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the clips, roll the film of these two buildings as well as other buildings in the 2-block area around here, which is not that far off from City Hall and from our new Duval County Courthouse. And then what we'll do is I'll take it to HQ and I'm going to talk. We'll talk about these buildings and we'll talk about Jacksonville, and I'm talking about the promise and the perils of rehabbing and changing the very face of urban Jacksonville to create a better downtown, a safer downtown, a downtown that we can be proud of, that's vibrant, and where people can thrive, whether it's work, play, or anything you can think of. So let's roll it. Well, welcome to Abandoned Jacksonville. And this is a very exciting series that I'm starting today. I'm going to do something that I think is somewhat unique, specifically for Jacksonville. A series that will look at different buildings throughout the city of Jacksonville that are part of our history, part of our heritage. I'm going to talk about the history of these buildings, talk about the possibilities and some of the different things that are happening out there in urban Jacksonville. And I, of course, want to start out with urban Jacksonville, but I don't want to limit the scope to just within downtown. So over the next 6 months or so, you will, from time to time, on both the Jack's Life and the Geo35 channels on YouTube, you will see this special series, and I really hope you enjoy it. So let's go ahead and jump right in. The focus of the first episode of our special series is the Ambassador Hotel. And, I grew up here in Jacksonville, born and raised in Jacksonville, lived most of my life here. And I, of course, in my time have walked around downtown. And, when I first remember the first time I saw the Ambassador Hotel, it was in either 96 or 97. And I was walking by, and at the time I was rather amazed that there was actual hotel downtown right in the area where it was. So it was interesting because you walk by, and and at the time the building that you're seeing right here, the building that you're seeing right here was open. There were people walking in and out. I walked by, and you look down, there's actually kind of almost like a basement, a sub-basement level, kind of like just below the first floor. And you could look in, and I saw there was a pool table, so I thought, oh, it looks like the hotel has a pool hall too. And it turns out, I think that was a year or two before it was condemned. I was walking through the area, and I was just taken by the whole experience that I had. I didn't quite know why, because I'd always walked downtown before, but I got a sense of something. I guess also it was also the construction down the way for the new federal courthouse that was in the process of being built at the time in the 90s. And now, of course, now we have the new Duval County Courthouse not that far away. So, you know, as really the internet developed over the years, I became really interested in what you might call urban archaeology, urban history. And as I talked about at the beginning, a different way of life, a different way approach to living. It seems that these buildings represent from our past, and that we're slowly walking away from, letting go. And every once in a while, we'll see a good revitalization. So I want to go ahead and walk through the history of two of these buildings. Then we'll take a brief break. I'll jump right back in. I'll show you a couple clips, and we'll talk about where we go from here. So let's take a look at the Ambassador Hotel. The Ambassador Hotel was built, I believe it was in the 1920s. It opened as the West Church Street Apartments, and it was actually added to the Historic Registry in 1983. It started out actually as apartment buildings, as an apartment building with apartments, and then later on became a hotel, had different names, and finally it settled on the Ambassador Hotel. Interesting, because Julia Street seemed like it was the hotel district. Just down the way, now no longer on Julia Street, was the Robert Meyer Hotel, which later became the Holiday Inn. It got bulldozed, I believe, as part of the Duval County Courthouse, the new Duval County Courthouse project. So that was bulldozed, and amazing. The architecture itself, really amazing. I think sometimes the pictures, don't do it justice. It is available for sale for if you have 2,500,000. That's the latest I've seen on the web, so rather remarkable. It has 120 rooms, approximately 70 apartments, and I'm going to talk about what I think this building, maybe in conjunction with a building across the street, could do or could be. And so I do want to go ahead and also run for you show you again this building, which at the beginning, if you recall, I had mentioned that I thought that it was that I thought it had been a hotel, and it was not. It was not. I did some digging, and it turns out that it started out. It was actually one of the. It actually was opened and built prior to the other hotel that I already mentioned that was actually bulldozed, the Robert Meyer Hotel. This hotel, I believe, was built right around the time, practically right before it, and it actually was the old Independent Life building. We think of the skyscraper that's now the Wells Fargo. That was the Independent Life building, but before the Independent Life building moved to the skyscraper, when it was built in 1974, this building was the Independent Life building. And then also later on, once the Independent Life moved out, it was occupied by the JEA until 2000. So I thought it was a hotel, kind of like one. But it looks like it could be whatever it wanted to be in its next life, and hopefully these buildings have a next life to them. Certainly, this building I think should be rehabbed. But here's what I think. Here's what I think. If I were to take these two buildings, if someone became lucky and had I don't know, maybe 5 million, 6 million to spare, I don't know, probably more. One idea would be, I know that colleges aren't necessarily big in development these days, but especially with online. But if you had some sort of school or college, what you could do is you could take the Ambassador Hotel here, which is perfect for condos, dorms, apartments, whatever you want to be. But you could turn it into a sense of dorm, and then across the street, you'd have your college, or whatever you would have. Or, standing alone, perfect, opportunity for an office building. Uh, and then, of course, this could just simply be an apartment building. Or, I don't know, with all the new courthouse, maybe this would make great law offices. I'm very optimistic about the area. Whether you look, when you look around, you're kind of like, go, wow, this is like the land that time forgot, and it did. It was, and it's going to take a long time for this area to develop. The southern end of the new Duval County Courthouse. If you go back and look on the Geo 35 channel, the left turn, if you go there, you'll see my Duval County Courthouse, new Duval County Courthouse report. And I looked at the neighborhood in that area on the southern end. This is towards the northern area. And the trees, it's an amazing area. And again, the pictures I took don't do it justice. Some Beaux Arts right along here. And if you look at some of these buildings, it's just remarkable. So, there's a lot of course, you have to look at what will make money. And that's what it comes down to. What will make money? And, it would take a very big developer to do something, I think. This could be like the Laura Street Trio. And if you don't know what the Laura Street Trio is, you can Google it. At some point, I'll do a report on it on Abandoned Jacksonville. I'm getting out into Jacksonville. If you have ideas, feel free to comment. Let me know what ideas you have of where I should go next. I'm also open to collaboration. Anyone who would like to team up with me, take a look at what I've done. And, now would be a perfect time to share with you what I'm up to and tell you a little bit about myself and what I'm doing. And so we'll take about a minute or two break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up our first inaugural series of Abandoned Jacksonville. Okay, well, we're back. Just so you know, I do a live stream every Sunday at 1 o'clock on live stream on the left turn. If you go to www.livestream/the left turn, that'll take you there. Also, you can go to the Geo 35 channel on YouTube. Later on Sunday, I take the Sunday report that I did live and I put it out there for you on YouTube. I also do special reports from time to time, and I'll do midweek reports. Also, if there's any breaking news, I'll go live when I can and talk with you. There's also a lot of opportunities for chat on live, and a lot of great opportunity for you to take a look, get to know a little bit more about Jacksonville and the world around us. And I cover a lot of different topics, and I have to warn you though, I'm very opinionated. Okay, let's go through. We're going to wrap up, and I'm going to take you through a couple buildings. I want to talk briefly about them. They're really the starting point for the next episode of our series, and these will not be a regularly dated series, meaning I'm not going to tell you when they're going to be, but they're going to be from time to time when I can do it. And I'm not one of these people on YouTube that goes onto YouTube and says, I'm going to do something and doesn't do it, okay? I'm a man of my word. So if you're watching this right now and, you're going like, well, maybe he'll do this, and like a lot of YouTubers I see, he won't come back and talk about any more of this. You haven't met me yet, or now you've met me, and you will see that I'm a man of words and a man of action. And if I say what I'm going to do, I do what I'm going to do, as I said that I would. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and roll these clips. Let's take another picture as we dip right in, and let's take a look at the old JEA building. Again, the trees are just amazing. This is a building that's just to the north. You know, a lot of history. It's a lot of abandonment. You know, and then that's right next. You can see uh, the other building there. Now here's where it gets interesting. Yes, you did see that right. That does say Jacksonville Branch Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. Folks, the economy was not always the I don't know, you could almost call it a sloth these days, but the economy was not always, I guess, as big or as much was needed for the duties of the Federal Reserve, because it looks like this building is somewhat not exactly a huge facility, and of course this is the old Federal Reserve. Now apparently it's a doctor's office or something. But it's amazing. You look at the columns, and then I don't know. In some areas, you can see it looks like some of the curtains are kind of rotted. I mean, you can just there's something that's amazing about the urban landscape. You know, what is it that I'm trying to capture in this video? And when I talk with you today, I'm trying to talk with you about, you know, what we can do to take yesterday and bring it into tomorrow and keep the history and our heritage and what our forefathers built and created to keep it alive. All right, I'm going to have more time to talk with you. We're at 17 minutes in, and you know what? On YouTube, it's time to wrap it up, and on live stream, certainly for the live show today. So I want to thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment on YouTube. Let me know what you think. I definitely want to get out and about, and I'd like to meet those of you who are interested in what I'm interested in. And there's a lot going on. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for watching. And you know, I do want to thank you for watching. There's a lot that I have planned. I'm very ambitious, and the sky is the limit with what we can do out there. This is our city, and you know, while I have titled this "Abandoned Jacksonville," you know, sometimes you get that feeling that all good sense has been abandoned in the city. So let's not. Let's do what we can with what we have, and create something. Create a special city that's vibrant, where people can thrive, can be happy, and we're smart, and we also, of course, we certainly make Jacksonville a great place to live and to attract new people to enjoy our city on the river. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. See you later.